In the middle of the night, someone anonymous called you. You hesitated at first, but eventually answered. Silence filled the line until the voice introduced itself. It was future you. They asked about your career plans, your dreams, and what's holding you back. You listened, realizing how family, friends, interests, skills, and opportunities all influence your decisions. Before the call ended, your future self reminded you that every choice you make today shapes the life you will live tomorrow. When the line went dead, you smiled, finally, ready to plan your future with purpose. We all know that in a blink of an eye, we will be college students. Months from now, we will take entrance exams, submit applications, and prepare for a new chapter. But how can you start when you yourself don't know what you want to be in the future? Maybe, just like that midnight call, it's time to pause, reflect, and listen to your future self. Because the answers you're looking for might already be within you. Good day, everyone. I am Janelle Don M. Tilog, and I will be presenting a topic called Factors Influencing Career Planning and Decision Making. After going through this lesson, you are expected to explain that understanding different factors, career development concept, and personal life goals influence career planning and decision making. Career development doesn't just begin when you graduate high school or enter college. It actually starts from childhood. Every experience you've had since you were young has helped shape who you are today. Think about it. When you were a child, you might have dreamed of becoming a doctor, a teacher, or maybe an engineer. Those dreams were your first steps in building your career identity. As you grow older, these dreams evolved through learning, challenges, and life experiences. And that's what we call career development. Career development is a lifelong process of discovering what you are good at, what you enjoy, and what truly matters to you. Each new experience, whether it is joining an organization, volunteering, or even facing failure, teaches you something about yourself. Now, let's talk about self-assessment. Self-assessment is your personal reflection, understanding your strengths, weaknesses, interests, and values. Before you can decide on a career, you need to know who you are first. If you don't know what your strengths are, you might choose a career that doesn't fit your personality, and that can lead to frustration or burnout. But when you know your strengths, you can make wiser and more confident decisions. There are many factors that influence how we choose our careers. Let's talk about some of the most important ones. These are the factors influencing career decision making. First, interest. Interests are areas that provide enjoyment and learning, which result to a feeling of reward to an individual. Personal interest should be inclined to career so that it will result to a satisfying career decision making. So ang interest ko no are the things that make you excited and happy to learn. When you do what you love, work becomes meaningful. For example, if you love computers, you might enjoy information technology or computer engineering. Kung magpili ka obra, pili ang obra nga ginahigugma mo. Kay hindi mapudlay ang obra nga ginahimo mo sang may kalipay. Next is skills. Skills are talents or abilities that can be learned or acquired through training or day-to-day experience. Developing skills are gained despite the difficulties if someone has an interest to learn. So, ang skills kuno can be technical, like coding or programming, or pwede man siya soft skills, like communication. For example, if you are good at public speaking, you might fit in teaching, law, or broadcasting. Next is values. Values are stable life goals that people have. It is an individual belief that are honed from childhood and throughout his life. Your priorities, decisions, behaviors, and actions reflect the values that you have acquired since you were a child until old age. Every individual has a certain value that is dominant based on their choices, direction in life, priorities, determination, including avoidance of conflict. So, ang values kuno are what you believe in. So, it is your life principles. They influence how you make decisions and also set priorities. For example, if you value helping others, nursing or social work might be for you. Kung ano kuno ang imo ginapatihan, amo na ang imo nga guide sa pagpili sa path sa kambuhi. According to Rocket's personality theory, there are two classifications of values. First, terminal values. That refers to the end desire of people in life, leading to a prosperous life and the world at peace. So, ang terminal values kuno are end goals in life. So, in simpler terms, this is what you want to achieve in life. For example, gusto mo peace of mind or gusto mo maging successful sa imo nga kabuhi. So, amo na siya ang ginatawag nga terminal values. And the second one is instrumental values that deal with acceptable mode of conduct such as being honest, ethical, ambitious, clean, broad-minded, and others. Ang instrumental values naman kuno, it is your means or behaviors. So in simpler terms, how I will achieve it. For example, gusto ko sang kabuhi nga successful. Paano ko na bala malabot ang ina nga kabuhi? Siyempre, matuon ko, kagtutuman ko ang akon nga pag-eskwela. And lastly, personality. Personality is blended characteristics that are evidently displayed and are important in expressing and communicating. These are the feelings, thoughts, and behavioral patterns a person has. So every individual kuno has a different personality. Ang imo personality shapes how you behave and communicate. So for example, if you are friendly and outgoing, maybe ang tourism or business suits you. Let us move on to the key concepts in career development. Let us define 3 important ideas. First, career paths. These are small steps or short-term goals leading toward your bigger career goal. For example, joining organizations, internships, or trainings. Next is career. Career is defined as what you do for a living, using your profession or occupation that undergo education or training to master knowledge and expertise. And lastly, career planning. Career planning is wise decision making of steps and process for continuous development, of learning, of achieving his or her professional and personal goal. Ang career planning kuno, pwede mo siya ma-associate sa map. Kay kung wala ka sang map, hindi ka kabalo kung diin pa kadto ang imo nga dalanon. There are traits also that you need to empower so that you will not be shaken when there are trials and challenges. Improving personal traits is laid and augmented by accomplishing small personal tasks that are within a time frame. These small personal tasks contribute to the personal development called personal goal. To continue our topic, let us discuss key traits for career and life success. To achieve success in both career and life, there are certain key traits that we must develop. These traits help us understand ourselves better, make wise career decisions, and prepare for future challenges. So let us go through each trait one by one. Let us start with self-concept. Self-concept is an individual's perception on different roles, behavior, and opportunities. Ang self-concept kuno amo ni sa ang imo nga pag-intindi sa imo kaugalingon. According to Donald Super's career developmental self-concept theory, each person has unique traits, values, interests, needs, and abilities that influence their career choices. So when your chosen career fits your self-concept, it leads to work satisfaction. Vocational development is also part of this. Kay ang vocational development is the process of personal growth and self-discovery through life experiences nga makabulig sa imo develop sa kinanglan mo nga skills sa imo napili nga career. Ang self-concept is very crucial because kung naintindihan mo kag nakilala mo ang imo kaugalingon, kabalo ka kung paano ka mag-grow personally, kag ma-discover ang iban pa nga parte sa imo kaugalingon nga wala ka kabalo nga ga-exist. So ang career developmental self-concept theory ni Donald Supers may ara kuno sing 5 ka stages. First, ang growth stage, from 0 to 14 years old. Development of self-concept, attitudes, and needs. Also, the transition from play to understanding the idea of work roles. Next is exploration stage, from 15 to 24 years old. Period of trying out vocational preferences. It is also based on your interests and abilities. And lastly, involves real experiences like part-time jobs, volunteering, or job shadowing. Next is establishment stage from 25 to 40 years old. Focus on finding and settling into the right job. Also, building stability and career growth at work. Fourth, maintenance stage from 41 to 64 years old. Individual maintains a permanent position and focuses on continuing performance, advancement, and adaptation to changes at work. And lastly, decline stage, 65 years old and above. Gradual reduction of work activities. Physical and mental decline may occur. And lastly, transition toward retirement and shifting to other life interests. Our next trait is self-determination. It is when a person decides to act based on intrinsic motivation. Ang self-determination, amo ni sa ang imo nga kabakod kag pagpaningwa nga halin sa imo inner self. So ang intrinsic motivation kuno is the drive that comes from within. Self-determination is reflected in your choices, decisions, and actions inspired by your life experiences and goals. One of the best examples of self-determination is a student who keeps studying despite failures because they are motivated to achieve their dream. Next is self-monitoring. It is the capability of a person to watch over his or her behavior and the relationship that he organizes within his environment. So people who are highly sensitive monitor have a great tolerance to adjust themselves as how they perceived in the environment. While people who are low sensitive monitor react using their feelings and little examination on the stimulus of their thought. Self-monitoring is very crucial gid para sa aton nga senior high school students because diri form ang aton nga identity. Being self-aware helps you become responsible and accountable for your behavior. One example of self-monitoring is changing your tone when speaking to teachers versus friends. Next is proactive personality. It is when people have the capacity to take actions without being told and use thoughtful analysis to solve problems. Ang isa ka tawo nga may proactive personality, wala nagahulat sang mando, kundi gapakita sila initiative para i-start ang isa ka task. Proactive people identify problems, analyze situations, and make changes to improve them. For example, volunteering for a school project or leadership role even when it is not required. Next is self-esteem. It is an accumulated life perception of social acceptance or avoidance. Ini kuno ang imo overall perception sang self-worth. Kung paano mo bala gina-value kag ginarespeto ang imo kaugalingon. Example of self-esteem is believing you can do well in a competition because you trust your ability. People who have high self-esteem are confident with respect to self and others in achieving success. This confidence often comes from trust, love, and security built during childhood. Meanwhile, people with low self-esteem is comprised of negative feelings of self-doubt and questioning of self-worth. Kung nubo kuno ang imo self-esteem, permi mo ginadudahan ang imo kaugalingon, kag feeling mo wala kasing pulos. So usually, it is due to strict or unaffectionate upbringing. Self-esteem is associated to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to psychologist Abraham Maslow, in order to have a fulfilling life, you must attain the 5 basic needs. Kung gusto mo kuno mabinungahon ang imo kabuhi, dapat may ara ka sang physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and lastly, self-actualization. It is important for adolescents to have a high self-esteem, to have a courage to improve themselves, and be open to accept needs and weaknesses. Next is self-efficacy. It is the ability to finish a task successfully within the time frame. Example, managing your time wisely to finish a project before the deadline. People with high self-efficacy show strong self-management, discipline, and organization, while those with low self-efficacy often procrastinate, leading to stress and unfinished work. So if you have self-efficacy, it will help you to gain the trust of others and deliver good performance. And last, for the key traits for career and life success is locus control. It refers to how people perceive the causes of events in their lives. People who have a high sense of responsibility and controlling lives have high internal locus control. They believe that they can control their own destiny. While people with low external locus control feel things happen because of other people, luck, or by powerful beings that may lead to depression. Example, a student who accepts responsibility for a low grade and promises to improve instead of blaming others. Ang tawo nga may locus control, ginaako ang iya nga sala, kag ginapaninguhaan nga hindi na maliwat. In conclusion, these personality traits serve as valuable tools for self-understanding and personal growth. As we end this presentation, let us remember that career planning is more than just choosing a course or profession. It is about knowing ourselves and understanding the different factors that shape our decisions. Thank you, and may we all find success and purpose in the careers we choose.